begin. Where we left off, guys, you have been trekking through hell, trying to find an amulet that you now know is around the neck of Levistus, the archdevil of the 5th layer of hell. You have seemingly done the impossible, played Jenga with some tables, and released him from his icy prison, at least for the time being. He still has the amulet around his neck, and that is because he made a deal with Nisira. That deal is he'll hand it over, he won't hurt her. Turns out he didn't make a deal back with the rest of you, and so he's trying to warm up a bit, trying to get back into the swing of things, and basically using you all as a bit of target practice. You guys have been flung into combat as only a few seconds have gone by. Currently in the throne room, there is a large swirling mass of eerie, greenish, radiant energy produced by Hunter. You know that Levistus himself is invisible and somewhere in the throne room, and a few of you have had attempts by Levistus to infiltrate your mind. Other than that, I do not believe anything else has happened. The only thing the other thing is Malcor has cast I've forgotten its name. The Platinum Dragon's something or other 6th level spell on Thog. I'll pull that up to remind myself what that's doing. And yeah, it is Thog at the top of initiative order. Guys,
Thog also
you're up for
Shield of Faith or something on Malco?
Yes, you did. Other than that, yeah, guys, you're up shit.
Are we
battle
on the battle map? Oh, okay.
Here you are now.
Never mind.
Thog, what would you like to do?
Just waiting for the battle map to load up. 1 second. Can I see the vistas from where I am? Because you can see it.
Invisible.
He's still invisible. Okay. I'm going to turn to the gang, and as a because as a quick free action, guys, how the hell are we going to get out of this one?
How about we run and leave Nith here because he won't hurt her? No offense.
Okay. And so Matt, the portal which we arrived is still there, isn't it?
Yep, that eerie, gooey, black, viscous liquid is still there.
Love it. So roll 20's being a pain for me this evening, so you're going to have to move my token for me if you don't mind, Matt.
Okay.
Because I can use the character sheet, but I can't actually. It's not actually loading the map properly for some stupid reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. I'm going to reply, and I'm going to say, "Good plan. Watch everyone run and watch this." And then Thog is going to reach into a pocket, pull out a small handheld item, and pull the pin.
Okay.
Oh god.
May I recognize what that might be?
Oh yeah, you'll recognise it, all right.
Oh dear.
Can you remind me of the radius?
Yes, I can. 1 round after it's used, so 1 round as it's used, it emits a cloud of smoke that creates a heavily obscured area in a 20-foot radius.
Okay.
Which should be enough to cover all of us. As far as I know, because I remember Thog standing somewhat in the middle.
Okay. So it appears over the course of a round.
No, so it appears, and then it's in the same round. It then goes and creates that.
What is it? I'm still confused.
So I pull the pin,
Yeah.
and in the same round the pin is pulled, smoke appears within 20-foot radius.
Cool.
But yeah, so that's going to be my action.
Cool. Cool.
But again, Roll20 map is not loading for me for whatever reason. I can use the character sheet, but the map, no.
Okay, you pull this pin. I'm assuming you just drop it to the ground in front of you.
Gotcha.
And yeah, this massive ball of smoke begins to consume you all, obscuring the area that you're in.
And then Thog is going to just because there's there's no real reason not to, as it were. Thog is going to action surge and then use protection from evil and good on herself.
Okay.
Because she's already used what's the word? She's already used Sanctuary on the NPC.
Yeah.
So, that's non-concentration. I don't need to use concentration for that. Protection from evil and good does require concentration, but has lots of juicy benefits that I've just dumped into Roll20's chat by accident. Because again, Roll20's being an arse.
Cool.
And that's the end of Thog's turn, because she's not going to move until she hears other people getting out.
Okay, good to know.
And I just need to nip downstairs very quickly, back in 5.
Excellent. At the end of Thog's go, Levistus is going to use his 4th legendary action. Can I have lavender?
Sorry, Matt, before I go,
Oh, yeah.
don't forget, heavy obscurement. He can't see us, if that makes any difference.
Oh, heavy.
He can't see us. We can't see him, which is he's invisible. He literally cannot see us, even with true sight, because it's a true obscurement by physical smoke.
Yeah, it's not magic,
Right,
is it?
I'm off. Back in 5.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Such darkness, coat fog, dense foliage blocks vision entirely. Oh no! Creature effectively suffers from the blinded condition when trying to see something in that area. That is good to know. In that case, he's still going to use a legendary action, but for something else. And then it is. Oh, Jack's still not able to hear. E-blast at the following. He can't see, so let's say he holds his action to do that. Nasira, you are up. And Frankie's mic is muted. If you have your own, no, hello.
So my spell fizzles.
What spell is that?
I was holding compelled duel in case I saw him.
Oh yeah.
So that fizzles. Well, fuck a duck. Okay. Well, I I mean, what the fuck are we doing here? Completely ruins my turn. I will. Knowing that he is attempting to infiltrate my mind, I will follow Fog's example, and I will cast protection from evil and good upon myself as well.
Okay.
I am no longer holding a spell, so I shall remove that little icon. There we go.
Cool.
And then I will just raise my sword and my shield. And in fact, I will take a step forward. And another one. Why not? I'm still in the fog here, right?
Yes, I've put the big black circle down is the area that is heavily obscured.
Okay. And I will just kind of bring up my shield, ready to brace and kind of try and stand in front of the party to see if it makes any additional effects to stop him from doing certain things. And that will be my turn.
Okay, good to know. Cool. Lavender, it's you. But at the end of Nasira's turn, I think Levistus is going to use his 5th and final legendary action. Cool, excellent, Jack. Eve, can you please give me a which one is it? Charisma saving throw, please.
Yeah, no problem. Hang on. Oh dear. $17.
You hear a voice in your mind as this smoke envelops your friends. You hear a very concerned Eve. You've got it all wrong. Your friends, they're being twisted by this evil place. They're in danger. I am not your enemy, Eve. You need to help your friends, not fight me. And as you hear these words, damn, yeah, he's right.
Oh.
Oh, well. Okay.
Lavender, what would you like to do?
She's gonna hold an action to cast Phantasmal Force.
If it doesn't happen, you lose the spell.
I know, but
Okay.
just in case. Because there's not much else useful I can do right now. So I'm gonna hold an action to, if Levistus comes within range, within sight, to cast Phantasmal Force.
So it's a sight spell.
Mhm.
We're in a heavily obscured area right now. We can't see out. He can't see in.
Mhm.
So unless he literally
And that's
goes,
where I'm gonna finish my turn.
okay, I'm just letting you know. Just saying,
Taking a couple of steps to the left.
like here.
Okay.
Cool. Tia, you're up. Eve, you're on deck.
I can only assume that I don't know that Eve is charmed because
No.
it was only in her mind, right? Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
First of all, well, I'm not sure if anybody's damaged, so I'm just going to use the bonus action to activate protection again on everyone from the little machine.
Okay.
And then I am going to move it 15 feet outside of the smoke and see if anything happens.
Ooh. Okay. Anything happens in what way?
If I hear anything is being targeted or
Oh, okay.
something else is going on,
You move it to. Oh, you wouldn't actually know where the smoke ends because you can't see from within it.
I
Can
don't
you
know,
just-
but I can only move it 15 feet forward.
Oh, okay. Fine. Okay, excellent. Yeah, nothing audibly happens.
Okay, hearing what Thog have said, I will pretty much just fumble my way through to the black liquid.
Okay.
Because I can't see where it is.
Okay. As you step backwards, you feel around the bottom of your leg this viscous liquid once again change and morph as you step into it, almost like grasping onto your leg, and then vanish. You disappear from the throne room. You are back downstairs. You can see again. You're in the lobby that you were in previously, and all is
Was it a
quiet.
dream? Was it a dream? Was it not a dream? This must be a bad dream.
Is that everything?
Yeah.
Cool. Eve, you're up.
Okay. So, Eve, having heard his words, is filled with a very familiar feeling, very similar to how she felt back in the cave with back in the tomb with the beholder.
Oh
Okay.
no.
And all of a sudden, her mind, despite this familiar feeling, she can't help but feel this incredible clarity that, yes, he's right. We have to slow down. He doesn't mean to hurt us. We just need to talk to him and rationalize with him. So she kind of like wanders into this cloud to find the nearest person and grabs Teffel by the shoulders and shakes them and goes, Teffel, mate, we got it all wrong, man. He's okay. He's okay. He doesn't mean to hurt us. We just need to talk to him. That's all. He's a friend. He
What?
really is.
Do I believe her?
um, Contesting persuasion versus insight, I guess.
I
Because
mean, I
he believes
would
what she's
just.
saying.
I guess I would assume, like, that I can trust her. I don't know if I would have the. Uh-oh, did we lose Matt?
Oh,
No,
no.
I'm here.
Oh, someone disconnected. I don't know if I would have the forethought to assume that she's being, like, mind controlled or influenced.
Yeah, if you
But
take
I
it
also
at face
can't
value.
see.
roll
I
it.
think I just would, because I can't see anything. I don't know what's going on, apart from what Thog kind of shouted out.
Can you hear me?
Fuck.
Yes,
Oh, thanks.
you're quiet,
Um,
but we can hear you.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna roll a d20, I guess, on this. And if it's less than a 10, or 10 or lower, I believe her. Higher, I don't.
The persuasion roll was 12, so that probably works out about right.
Oh, shit. Alright.
Yeah, you get it, man. Come on, we just need to calm these guys down. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. if we
Hey,
just-
Fred.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, you got it, man. Let's do it. And that's all she's gonna do. I'm sorry.
Okay, good
Uh,
to know. Levis's turn. Jack, because you couldn't see anything on your go, you're just holding the Eldritch Blast in case you do see him, is what I just
Perfect.
said you're doing. I'm gonna say it's at this point, Hunter, you're out of the heavily obscured smoke produced by Thog's smoke grenade. Most people are in there. You can see Lavender off to your left, still concentrating on your sickening radiance. and suddenly you hear a swift whoosh of wind as from your left there is a very notable smack of a sword against your armor. Oh, I can finally roll some dice. So that is a 21 to hit.
I will use my reaction
Okay.
to cast shield on myself, making my AC 23.
Okay. Good to know. As this happens, you hear a notable interesting, and the whoosh of air happens again. At the same time, Lavender, you hear this. Your head obviously spins that direction. Something just hit Hunter, and then you feel something weird wash over you. Can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Is it a charm?
No, it is not.
Okay. That is not good. That's around 10.
Oof.
Okay. Suddenly, as this sound of sword hitting metal rings out, the words of Thog kind of ring true. You need to get out of here. Levistus is dangerous, terrifying. And if that was just him, oh my god, you are scared. You're now frightened of him. And you must use the dash action to move away from him or wherever you believe him to be, by the safest route on each of your turns. Unless there's nowhere to move, obviously. You can repeat that at the end of your turn. That's saving throw. And that is done. Cool. Teffel, you're up. Moreau is on deck. I do have orders from Chris. Teffel, what do you want to do?
Oh God. So is Eve pulling, like, kind of encouraging me to follow her out of this cloud, or?
More like to sort of like go chat to the others, be like, hey, maybe the sky's not so bad. I think's the idea.
Okay.
Like basically to encourage them to lay down their arms and kind of like welcome this evil demon guy into our hearts for negotiations and cake. Sorry.
Would Moreau have overheard this since he's right next to me?
He would have heard it, yeah. You can't see
Right.
him, so you can't see his reaction, but he would have heard you.
Oh God, this is right. I guess I'll follow Eve's lead even though I can't see her, and I'll kind of like elbow Moreau and say, "Hey, let's see if we can communicate with this guy instead of getting into a fight." And I'll like just move up forward next to Eve and try to like encourage Moreau to come out with me. I don't know where it ends, but I'll just use my full movement to go like this way until I'm out of it.
Okay. Can you give me a persuasion check? Because Chris isn't
Okay.
here, I've got to rely on stats alone.
Sure. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. 10.
Okay. Moreau is not convinced by any stretch of the imagination that is the case. But
Fair. Well, it's probably a good thing.
However, with an
Do I
insight check,
see?
I mean, he got an insight check extremely high, like 28. So he can also probably tell that you are in a sane frame of mind and not just losing the plot. Okay. Good to know. You're not dragging him, so he's not going to react until his turn.
No,
but
I'm
he's
just
taking it on
like
board.
urging him and letting him know which direction I'm going. And if I get out of the smoke, I'll keep my shield up, but I don't plan on attacking.
Okay.
Just defensive stance.
Anything else you want to do?
Nope.
Okay. Jack, can you control Ribbit again? He's up next after Moreau.
Sure.
Again, Moreau doesn't think you're correct, but knows you're not crazy, so he will follow you out of the smoke tentatively. But he's just going to stay behind you and the shield, and as he said many times, he's not built for combat. He's just hearing you out. Yeah, Ribbit's next. Dayak, you're on deck. Jack, you're muted.
Oh, Ribbit's now.
Yeah.
Ribbit is just going to remain inside of the smoke. I think that's all he's going to be doing on his turn.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Dayak, what do you want to do?
What's the thing cast on the guy we're protecting again?
Cast on him. Sanctuary, was it?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
any attacks against him have disadvantage, and he the spell remains unless he takes an offensive action against them. But I think it's if a physical attack is made against him, I think it goes against somebody else, doesn't it? With Sanctuary, or is it just they made it at disadvantage? I can't remember Sanctuary off the top of my head.
I believe Sanctuary is the one where they have to make a wisdom check to hit them.
I think so. I know there's a roll involved. Yeah, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. The spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area effects such as fireball and stuff like that. But if the warded creature makes an attack or casts a spell that affects an enemy creature, the spell ends.
Okay, I was mainly just wondering. Dayak will pull his homunculus from his belt and open it up with its claws out and place it on Thog's back before pushing the guy back into the pool, because he's the only thing or person able to get him out of there.
Okay, cool.
We are getting out of here.
I won't make you roll for it. Pushing him back. You hear him
gently. I'm not just like pushing him to.
You hear him stumble a little bit into the liquid, and then all noise ceases, as you can only assume he is teleported out of the room.
And Dayak will stay on the edge of the pool. He's not like stepping in, but like staying in the vicinity of everyone else until he can be sure it's either completely not safe anymore or everyone's out of there.
Okay, good to know. Malcor's go. Thug, you're on deck. Malcor's not really going to do anything, I don't think. She's still pretty exhausted, so he will just stay on the other side with Tia, maintaining concentration on his spell on Thug. Thug, you're up. Hunter, you're on deck.
Can I have a little picture, please, of the battlefield?
Yes.
Oh, thank you most kindly. Right. Okay, let's see. So we've got the Thogs there. Okay. So Thog is going to. Thog is going to, because she can't see anybody, but she can hear the movement of others around her. Thog is going to say, I think Tia made it out. Everybody get to the gates. Way. And then Thog is going to leave the smoke grenade there because, hey, it can still keep pumping. And go south into the gateway.
Okay.
There's lost causes and then there's winnable fights, and this is definitely a lost cause.
So stepping through the portal as well, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good to know. Thog steps through. You join Tia and Malcor on the other side. Are you guys on the other side just wanting to wait for people or get away from the portal or what?
Thog's gonna ready an action. Let's stand by the portal, not on it, but like a couple of steps back.
Yeah.
And ready an action to run forward and shove back into the portal anything that she doesn't like the look of when it comes through.
Amazing.
Thank you. And that's
So-
the end of Thog's turn.
Lewis, the biggest compliment for D&D I can give you is every time you're about to say something that you've come up with as a plan, you catch me off guard because yours is always better than what I think you're going to say.
Thank you. That's actually the nicest bit. The nicest compliment I've received since Eve last called me you fucker.
Okay. Amazing. At the end of your turn, Thog, Levistus is going to interesting. Yeah. I'm gonna use the legendary action. Lavender. Does where's it gone? Does 20 hit you?
It does indeed.
Cool. Similarly to Hunter, a few moments beforehand, you hear a quick whoosh of wind as a very sharp rapier strikes you in the back. Dealing 17. Oh no, sorry. 19 force damage. And do I have these? Yeah. Okay, 19 force damage and 29 points of necrotic damage.
Sure thing.
As straight through your back, there is this searing pain.
If it is a reaction, even though I'm frightened, I still get to take it.
I believe so.
When I
Did
take
any-
damage, I can use Misty Escape to teleport up to 60 feet.
Yeah, you can definitely use that.
As whatever it is goes in her back, Hunter's probably closest and would hear her go, "Ah! Fuck!" Chris, I'm an investigator, not a devil slayer. And she's gonna teleport to just above where the portal is and pop in.
Does it have to be a place you can see?
Oh shit. Yes.
While you know it's there, if you can't see it.
However, okay, fair enough then. She's gonna go next to Hunter.
Right there.
Yeah, as close as you can. If she can get in this corner, even can I, Matt? Is there space for me there?
Sure.
Yeah. And she will be invisible until her next turn.
Okay. At the same time, Hunter, the tables have turned. This time, you look over, you hear this happening, you see a slash go down the back of Lavender, and then suddenly a sense of fear washes over you too. Can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Mm-hmm. Piss! Fuck! Shit!
You two also are met with the same dread that is making Lavender sweat. You are scared of Levistus. You have to run away from him. You can repeat this save at the end of your turn. If you can't see him, it's just wherever you think he is,
So
basically.
you need to roll a wisdom saving throw then. Does that mean that Frankie needs to roll a wisdom saving throw at the end of her turn, Matt?
Yeah, but it's not my turn.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hunter, you're up. What would you like to do?
Run away, apparently. So I assume he's here, so I run this way. I guess into the portal. Not like, yeah.
Running into the smoke. Suddenly your run becomes like wading through like custard, and
Nice.
you realize you stepped into the portal and poof, it sucks you into the room down lower in the castle.
Sick.
Is there anything you want to do while you're there?
Well, if I think he's at the portal, I guess I think he's like at the portal, so I continue to run another 15 feet
Yeah.
away from the
Have to
portal, I
take
guess.
the dash action as well, yeah.
Oh, I've never
Cool.
dashed since I've had this character. Oh,
Well, now you have.
fantastic.
Thog, I'm assuming you're not using your held action to push Hunter back through. Hello, Chris.
But no.
I mean, if he did, I'd just be running back out anyway.
Cool.
Seen Thog shoves.
At the end of your go, then, Hunter, Levistus will use another legendary action. And all of you from somewhere to the northwest of the room hear an echoing, "Come now, do not leave. We have much fun to be had. It's been so long since I've stretched my legs and swung around my favorite instrument of death." Sarah, it's your go.
Cool.
But just to catch up, Chris, there's a smoke grenade gone off. Everywhere is heavily obscured.
Piss.
You have heard, Eve shouting that you've all got it wrong. That Levistus doesn't actually want to fight. You don't need to fight. You guys are the ones in the wrong here. And Teffel's kind of getting on board of it, and you and Teffel have left this smoke grenade. I said that while you did a 28 insight check on Teffel. Teffel's not out of their mind. Whether they're true or not, whether what they're saying is true or not, that's up to you. But yeah, and a few people have teleported out of the room, but how aware you are of that or how many people have gone, unclear. Fog has also proclaimed that that's the plan, though, to leg it out the room.
Question: would all those people now have heard that voice say that he's going to kill everyone?
Yes, they will have. Not necessarily. He didn't say he was going to kill everyone, but yes, it was a bit threatening, wasn't it? Yes, everyone has heard that, including Moreau and Teffel.
I got a nat 1 on my end of turn wisdom save.
Good to know. You are still shit scared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So, Sarah, you're up.
So
Lavender, you're on
here,
deck.
hearing the shout, Nithsira will run in a straight line until she gets out of the smoke, which I'm guessing is there, towards the
Yep.
northwest. Cool. So I will maneuver there. And then that gives, so that was 20 feet, so that's 10 more feet of movement left. I will actually, yeah, I'm going to stop my movement there, and I will use my bonus action to ask for either Stray's assistance in this battle, and I will throw my sword 30 feet in this direction.
Yep. Aiming for
Um,
where you think the noise came from.
Yeah, aiming for where I think the noise came from, and as I throw the sword out, I will shout, "Then show yourself and stop hiding like a yochlol!" And I will then use my action to fire 3 Eldritch Blasts, one in this direction, one following up from the sword, and another one like kind of middle of the stairs.
Okay. You fire these beams out, your sword as well. They clatter off the back walls and into the columns.
Yeah,
There doesn't appear to be a target there to hit.
Sweet. Okay. And then I will grip the handle on my shield a bit,
And-
preparing for him to smack me about, and I will end my turn.
Okay. Just to clarify, don't worry, guys. No, I haven't forgotten the rules on attacking invisible creatures. Cool. At the end of your turn, Levistus is going to use a legendary action. And suddenly, as the confused looks between Moreau and Teffel, after having this conversation, then hearing threatening words from Levistus on the other side of the room, there is a whooshing noise as a sword comes down against Moreau. For a 19 to hit. Does that hit?
Did Marrow have Sanctuary or something?
No, that's the NPC.
We
Okay.
cannot.
The NPC has a name.
Yeah, I know, but he's the NPC for now.
He has a name, but he's also an asshole, so it's not worth remembering.
He has a name, but he's done nothing but cause me trouble, so he's known as the NPC.
Until I read on his gravestone what his name is, I will not care.
Okay,
It does hit.
that is 14 points of force damage, and wow, 31 points of necrotic damage
Jesus Christ.
as this sword slashes through Moreau's arm and side. At the same time, can I have Ethel make a wisdom save for me?
Bro, this little bitch is like, oh, don't run, fight us. And he's making us all scared.
Great. Uh,
you are now scared shitless. These words from Levistus before about stretching his legs, playing with his favorite instrument of death. It's taken a moment, but they've got to you. You want to run as far away from him as possible, and not only that, out of nowhere, Moreau has been sliced down the side. So clearly he's right next to you somewhere. So yeah, you have to use the dash action, run away from him. You're frightened. You can repeat the save at the end of your go.
Sorry, was there any damage from failing that
There was not.
for me? Okay.
Lavender, you're up. Tia, you're on deck.
Damn.
Lavender's gonna run into the portal. Just for flavour, because she can do it at will. You can refuse if not, but can she do a disguise self? Because it's her like fear of being seen. She would immediately and instinctively turn into something else.
Yeah. What are you turning into?
The first person who comes to mind is Nith.
Okay. You guys who have left the throne room see Nithsera emerge from the portal and join you downstairs.
And she'll just continue to run for as far as she can run down that corridor.
Okay.
And then can she do the wisdom saving throw at the end?
Yep.
You don't want a bigger space to roll.
Yeah, please.
Use this.
What's that?
It's 16.
Plus 7,
23.
23?
23 is a success. You almost catch up to Hunter legging it down the corridor, and then as you gain that distance, that immediate fear of Levistus begins to wear off, and you're still a bit shaken, but you've got your senses back.
She'll just kind of like shake it off. But yeah, I'll just end my turn there and wait for everybody to come through.
Okay. Tia, you're up. Eve, you're on deck. Tia, you are also muted if you are talking.
I don't know. I'll pretty much just wait on the other side. God
Okay.
damn, man.
Cool.
I'll use my action to examine if anyone is hurt on the other side. If no one's hurt, then that's my turn.
Okay, good to know. Eve, you're up.
Eve is going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Illuminated all around you. Well, you're kind of blind. You're blind in the smoke. You can see, or at least sense that with the way I run Detect Magic, at least, you have your two friends outside the smoke to your right who have magical items on them. Ribbit is in front of you somewhere with magical items on them, and Dayak is to your left somewhere again, magic surrounding him. You can't see them, but
You can sense them nearby, kind of thing.
yeah.
No illusion magic, I'm assuming. Looking
No.
around. Okay.
No illusion magic.
More than 30 feet, okay. Eve's just gonna go, guys, where are you going? Like, what? Come back! We need to talk to him! He's not being serious, honestly. He's just testing us, that's all. He means to be a friend. And like, she's saying this quite loudly. And so yeah, that's it. She's just like sort of like wandered into the middle of this, like looking for more people, not realising they're going out the portal. That's it.
Okay, good to know. Da-da-da-da. Okay. Good to know. Levistus' go. God, this smoke is really messing with everything I can do here. Oh, cool.
You know you want to say you fucker to Lewis.
I'm thinking it.
It's always Lewis.
Um,
I'm apologising.
there is an immediate whoosh of air in front of you, Teffel. And instinctively, your shield raises as
Ah,
a strike comes down from dead on in front of you.
dicks.
Does a 21 hit?
Yep. Big time.
Cool. Okay, that is 19 points of force damage.
Mhm.
And 2 31 points of necrotic damage as this nimble sword
Jeez.
just misses your shield and strikes you straight down the left half, making a pretty impressive wound. Moreau,
Ow.
can you please make a wisdom saving throw, please? Also, I'm not sure if we can hear you still, so if you're talking and we're not replying, then... 28. Okay. That's a fail. You are terrified of Levistus, just as everybody else is appearing to be. You want to get as far away from him or where you believe he is as possible using your dash. You can repeat it at the end of your turn.
Okay. So I've got to get away from him this second. Or can I?
On your turn.
Oh, my turn. Cool. No
You've
worries.
got to use the dash action to get away from him.
Ah, okay, cool. Okay, so where I think he is. So cool. I'll be running then. Can you hear me now?
We can.
Cool, excellent. So,
But it's
sorry.
not your turn.
Oh, it's not. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was the thing. Sorry, totally confused at the moment.
All right. That's the end of Levistus' go. Teffel, you're up. Moreau, you are on deck.
Well, since I just got attacked from something that I can't really see, but from this direction, right?
Yeah, right in front of you.
Okay, so in that case, I'll just start screaming. And being frightened, I just use my full movement and dash this direction.
Okay.
And just yell to Moreau, "Run for your lives!"
Excellent.
20, 25, 30. 35 gets me into the hole, and then I've got 25 more movement.
Okay. You guys who are out of the throne room, Teffel appears through the portal. Thog's plan is apparently going as planned. You're all trickling through one by one. Moreau's up. Ribbit's on deck.
Okay, well, I guess I'm running then. So would I be able to disengage, or is it straight just to have to run?
You have to use your action to dash.
That's fine. I'll be running then. To where thing is. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 20 feet. Into the
Moroni
portal.
teleports out of the room and appears with all of you downstairs.
As a bonus action, can I draw from my deck?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that'll end my go in that case then.
Excellent. Ribbits go. Daix on deck.
Ribbit is gonna run straight to the portal.
Cool.
I don't have control of his token, but just pop him in there.
Cool. You do now, but he is through the portal and out of the room. Only people remaining in the room are Nith, Eve, and Daik. Daik, it's your go. What do you want to do?
I'll have heard Eve as she was yelling for everyone to stay put, right?
Yeah.
Then I will step up to where I'm pretty sure she is, grab her by her shoulders, whether that is like front, back, sideways, I don't care. Like, we are leaving, and I will, before I do anything, Eve/Kate, will you let yourself be escorted?
I mean, I might try and like resist a little bit because I want like just sort of
Okay,
like,
she's
"Ah!"
resisting a little bit, so I'm gonna chuck her into the pool.
So opposing strength checks then.
Yeah. Opposing athletics checks, please.
Oh god, I'm not particularly athletic.
22.
Yeah, I'm not going to beat that since I have +2.
Okay.
18, so not bad, but not good enough.
Okay. Yeah, as you just like moving her around you forcefully.
Hey.
Yeah, cool.
What gives? I know.
And poof,
Yeah.
Eve disappears from the room.
And I'll have heard, because I was right next to the pool, I will have heard most people enter it, I assume.
Yeah, you've heard a lot of footsteps running from all different directions and disappearing into the portal.
Then I will shout out to Nith. Make sure you get the necklace where I think everyone's out, and then I will step out into the pool.
Malcor's just downstairs with you guys. Fog and Hunter, are you wanting to do anything on the other side of the portal?
Other than run, nope.
Yeah, Thor's going to maintain that action to shove. As soon as everyone else is out of the way, she'll leg it with them.
Okay, good to know. In that case, as the last disappears through the portal, Nith, you are left alone in this room. There's still this bulging, radiant energy to the north of you, a big pool of smoke to the south, and you hear stepping up to the side of you and revealing himself, Levistus, saying, "Oh, well, that was a lot of fun, but I was kind of hoping for more." What are you doing? Nith, you're muted.
I was muted. Very akin to Thor and Captain Marvel. As he begins to walk towards me, I will just hold my hand up as my sword flies past his face, and I'll catch it.
Nice.
And I will continue looking him dead in the eyes, and I will just go, "Well, I'm sorry that you're unimpressed. However, I believe there is an exchanging of items."
With a reluctant half smile, reaches under his breastplate, lifts off the amulet, and holds it out at arm's length.
Okay. I will hook my shield out to free my left hand off, not letting go or dispersing my spinning sword.
Mhm.
And I will take a step forward with that hand outreach to grab it, and as I'm looking him in the eyes, I will say, Ilustray thanks you for your patronage to the cause. And
As you
attempt
go,
to grab the pendant.
as you go to grab it, he just pulls it back slightly.
Mhm.
Says, Asmodeus probably won't be big fans of you all after today, but I will warn you. This, gesturing to the pendant,
Mhm.
ooh, the attention you get from this may be even worse. And hands it to you.
Wait, I'll take a step back. I will do a half formal bow while still maintaining eye contact with him. And I will turn around at that point and begin to walk to the pool.
Okay.
And then I will leave.
Okay. Nothing more is said. There is just Levistus watching you go, smiling.
Amazing.
At the other end of the portal, Nysera joins you all.
Well, he's dead. I did it. I've got this.
Insight, please.
I don't think there's any insight required.
But he just wanted to talk to us.
No, head came clean off. God, you all ran away. He was practically nothing.
Oh, he was one of the good ones.
So all jests aside, he warned me before handing it over, saying that Asmodeus won't be big fans of us. Granted, I think we all gathered that after what we've done here in the past 20 odd minutes. But he said that the attention that we'll, I suppose specifically I'll have for having this will be greater than Asmodeus's attention. Who can tell me what this is?
Malcor raises his hand and then just says, could I hold on to it until we're back, please? Or at least stop brandishing it around, please?
So
Okay,
what is it?
I will put it on, Matt.
Okay.
And then I'll look at Malcor again and just go, what is it?
Seeing as you're stood next to me,
Yeah.
you see you, because I'm still you at the moment. But the fear kind of drains from Lavender's face as her regular features return. But instead of fear, it's like an anger and a sharpness as she kind of snarls at Malcor and kind of barges through Eve and Thog, saying, Malcor, you better tell us what this is right now. You brought us here without a plan, without any information. You seem like a smart man, but you seem like a very, very dumb one if you think you're not going to tell us what this is.
Give me an intimidation check.
He, like, spits blood as it's like, because she got stabbed in the back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would like to apply 3 healing wounds on Lavender. No, that is not good. That is bleeding out. Let me help.
Intimidation is a +8. That's a dirty 20. That was a 12.
Damn. The whole time he's been with you so far, Malcor's had an air of like blasé about him, kind of from how exhausted and beaten up he already was. Almost a bit of hysteria sprinkled in there. But this is the first time you see his attention fully snaps onto you. His eyes go wide and he's fully present, fully in the moment, and is genuinely concerned. Like you can see the clock sticking up, the cogs turning, even clock sticking. Of oh, you're angry and there's a lot of you. He pauses for a moment. Well, okay. fine. I doubt anyone's around to hear. So, fine. That, as I said, we can use it as a weapon for against Lilalia. A last resort, if you will.
Come on, spit it out. What does it do?
Yeah, if he's just umming and ahhing, I'll just sigh. I'll turn around to Moreau and go, "Can one of your spells tell me exactly what this thing is and does?"
Well, unfortunately not. I don't have much in the way of identification, but I could always help Ms. Lavender scare the bejesus out of our little friend here. But I think she's doing a pretty fine job of that on her own.
The angrier that Lavender gets, her like disguised self just kind of automatically grows. Her features to be gaunter and her teeth to be sharper.
But
Oh,
whatever
okay.
you're splitting, just don't spit more blood, please.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Have you ever heard of the Dead 3? Any of you?
Have I ever heard of the Dead 3?
Have I not?
Have I?
Anyone that has proficiency in Arcana or Religion, go ahead and give me a roll if you want to find out. A Religion or Arcana check. Oh, damn. Oh,
19.
damn.
19 for Lavender and Arcana.
Yeah, 19 for Moreau as well.
I got a dirty 20.
And I've used my
Okay.
last knowledge from a past life.
So they're a very common thing to know about, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. Bloody hell, guys.
Do you mind if I add guidance late to see if I can get 30?
Just
No, no, you can't do that.
I would like to invoke my one campaign re-roll advantage religion check and do it now.
I mean, if you want to.
No, I don't want to.
Okay. So weirdly, you've all heard of them. A few of you know some more detailed information than others. You know the Dead Three to be the trio gods of Bane, Ball, and Merkel. Lord of Darkness, Lord of Murder, and Lord of Bones.
Oh yeah, everyone's heard of them.
Yeah, it's yeah. Who hasn't?
Well, okay. Sorry, we've only just met. I don't want to assume. Well, the Dead Three, they became the Dead Three in the time of Troubles. The world was upended, deities were dying left, right, and center, and re-emerging, coming back to life. New deities were being born. It was chaos. But one of the worst kept secrets of that time was the Jathaman dagger. I'm not sure where it originally came from, but I do know that Baal, Bane, and Merkel used it to kill a god. It's been said that this wasn't a real dagger; it was more of a metaphor. But that's not true. That's a piece of it, and it's said that when it is a dagger, it can kill a god, which Lelalia probably isn't, but claims to be. So, even as a demigod, we are assuming that if we piece this back together, as a last resort, we may be able to kill her with it. And a kind of half smile, eyebrow go up, is given to you all as I hope that's a decent enough explanation. Before it drops and he turns to Eve and Thog and says, though those of you who have had dealings with her in the past, I I don't really know how you're going to feel about that. So it is a legendary item, and I'm talking about killing someone that apparently you were friends with. So that's why I didn't really want to just go blurting it out. Anyone?
So
I mean, I know that it's. Sorry, go on.
no, I was just going to go off on tangent with him. By all means.
I was just gonna say, it just seems such a shame that to end her life is so necessary. It's my feelings about the entire thing are complicated. It like having the rug swept under your feet from someone who you thought you could trust. I know what we have to do, and I know that she's a danger, but yeah, it's difficult to hear that.
Well, as I say, it's a last resort. We don't even know what's going on. This is just the first plan we put in place when we realized she was up to something, and suddenly the visions of the future show no world in it. This is last resort, desperate measures. Yeah.
We can talk ethics on our return. Does anybody have any dire need to stay in hell, or can we get back before he comes out and gets us?
Back,
I
please.
I would like to raise a point here that you, and I'll point at Malcor, either over or under Fog's shoulder, depending on how tall she is. You demanded that we come here to do this in a very forceful manner without telling us any information whatsoever. And what we have is a piece of something that might do something. That's what you're telling us right now.
Yes. Yes.
My magic magic's still on. Out of curiosity.
It. Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
So what are you sensing from that dagger?
There's definitely enchantment magic on it. But other than that, no other specific magic type.
Is it just like really, really vivid as a signal?
Just the same as any other magic item that people are in possession of at this point.
That's fair enough.
I can have a look at it later if you want me to. Worst comes to worst.
Right, I just wanted to get that level in my head. Okay.
Yeah, it does. It does kind of feel like we came all the way to hell, not just to get you, but then find out that we are here on a gamble.
And we literally gambled with my soul as well.
I mean, it's not the worst gamble I think I've ever made, but I think we can. We certainly need to be working on making sure we don't that isn't called in.
Right.
I would like to agree with Ms. Lavender over there. I think staying in hell is probably not the best idea right now. If we can have a nice chat where things are a little bit warmer.
So we have to go back, right?
Melkor said he had a way to get us back, no?
No, the portal's being opened in 3 days.
I can get us back.
All right. Okay. But what's the next plan then from here? Like what's do we go and find the rest of this? Is that what we're doing right now, or
Well, I can't speak for the rest of you. That was just mine and my associates' plan. But I'm really glad you helped.
I think you should all come back with me and Ribbon.
We helped.
Do you even know this? How do you even know this might work?
Well, as I say, last resort. We don't. But it was around Levistus' neck, so he clearly knows what it is, and he knows that it is dangerous too. So that lends credence to the idea that it is part of the dagger.
And this dagger is capable of killing a demigod.
Well, apparently he's capable of killing a god in one strike, so I'm assuming so.
So, where are the rest of the parts of this dagger?
If you're going to say they're in other parts of hell, I will punch you.
No.
If you're about to say you don't know, I'm
Can it not
going
be
to
in,
punch
like,
you.
somewhere nice, like Hawaii?
What's Hawaii?
Or, like, whatever the equivalent is here?
I have heard of a place called Hula Hula. Maybe that's a place you want to go.
Yeah, there.
I know for certain where one of them is, and we've had some theories about the rest, but I don't know where all of them are. Is that
Lavender
sufficient to not get punched by anybody?
I punch him.
Lavender starts to pace.
Okay.
Lavender starts to pace until she ends up next to Hunter, and she'll go, "Hunter, I am so mad. Can I please pet your dog?"
Of course. And then I kind of just like get Chewie out.
Thank you very much. And she'll just start to like try and
Angry.
angrily pat him. Yeah.
Chewie looks also angry for you.
And there is a crack on the nose of Malcor as Nith punches him. Okay. Well, would you like to leave? Ow.
How many pieces are there in total?
Of his nose or of the dagger?
I can count the pieces of his nose. The dagger is what I need to know.
We think 6. But
If you say I don't know, I'm going to punch you in the face again.
Well, 6. He
Right.
says confidently.
Crack.
Insight.
Sight check.
Yeah, insight.
As you punch him again, he's like, I didn't say it. Okay, yeah. In 18 insight, yeah, he's he's not sure.
Oh dear. I'm just gonna heal Moreau just in case.
I'm just gonna walk up to this person. How tall is this person?
Like 5'5", approaching 6, but not quite.
Perfect.
17 points of healing on Moreau just in case.
Thank you.
And I'm going to apply one on Malcor.
Can we please get out of here?
13.
Yeah, let's have this conversation outside of hell.
Oh, on that
At least we
point.
can be pissed off at a slightly safer place.
You said that we could get out of here, right? With some kind of hand-holding or something?
Markor nods through his broken nose. Hunter, what were you going to say, /do?
I think the broken nose is a little better. With 30 points of healing.
By the sounds of what we talked about when we all got here, if you go back, I don't think we're going to go back to the same place. So we would never see each other again. Unless we all went back together to the same plane.
I think that's what Malcor is suggesting, is that we return together to the same plane, or the same point. We need to tell the primaterial plane.
We dropped.
So when he takes us back, we're all going to be together?
I would suggest so.
But we came from 2 separate places.
Yeah, but Malcor is going to cast a spell to return us to one place together. That's right, Malcor? Good. And I will healing hands his face better.
Oh, thank you.
I'll dump 15 points of healing hands into him.
Okay. His nose does right itself, though he does keep dabbing it, just still a bit sore.
I look at him and I just go, I do apologise. It's been a very stressful 6 hours.
Is there
it's
any way to choose where we're going to end up?
Yeah. I can plane shifters. It's all good. It's all good. As long as we're all holding hands, we can get there.
Do you guys have a place you would rather go to, or you okay? Coming to where me and Ribu came from, like that area.
We need to take that piece back to our lab, to our study. That is not something you want to be walking around with.
Well, the Vistus also entrusted it to me and won't hurt me while I have it. So if I hand it off to some of your researchers, what's to stop him from just coming and taking it back?
Oh, I don't have any researchers.
What's to stop him from just appearing, killing you, and taking it?
You guys?
Sorry.
I think maybe until we fully understand the extent of the Vistus, the contract that I went into with the Vistus, I think maybe just keep it on my person. I'll take it off my neck and I'll like wrap it around my wrist mat and like tie it like 2 or 3 times, so it's not just juttering around.
Do we know for certain that returning to the lab is secure? The last time we were there, the place was starting to get overrun with all those creatures.
They assured us it would be safe, though.
Those weird creatures. Yeah, I still didn't see any of those.
Would it be better to appear somewhere outside of the tower, perhaps, and make our way in?
Can
Just to make sure.
can any one of you magic people be able to send a message to the person that we left behind?
Which
Vigil,
person?
was it?
Yes, his name was Mitchell.
No.
You have to believe so.
No, unfortunately not.
Not anybody, and I'll look at Malcor as well.
I mean, I could, but I only have 1 spell slot left of that level. I would have to use my high level spell slot for the message, and then I don't have any plane shift, so we'd have to wait in hell.
Okay.
I mean, after if we try and get to Waterdeep, we can probably find out pretty quick if the tower's been overrun.
That's very true. That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, yeah, I could plane shift us to Waterdeep, but not the tower.
Then that might be the best course of action, just to see if there's nothing in the tower. We can probably find that out quite quick.
I mean, you could always plane shift onto a skyship.
What? What skyship? I kind of need to know the destination to get us there.
That's
So, is that the plan? Waterdeep? Yeah.
Well, whatever we do, I think the best solution is definitely not going through. Was it the 6th gate? Or was it the 5th gate of hell? At the moment, since Asmodeus might be a little bit annoyed. So Waterdeep sounds great.
Yeah, I think if Marco is just going to plane shift us, that would be the best.
Okay, everyone hold hands. 1 plane shift coming right up. Please don't punch me mid casting of this.
I'll wait until we're done.
I put
Oh,
Chewie
lovely.
in his Pokeball.
You punch him what?
I put Chewie in his Pokeball.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you'll punch him in his Pokeball. I was like, what the hell is that?
Get in, dog.
Okay, cool. Chewie goes back inside. You all hold hands, and with a purple pinky flash, you guys disappear, and the cold, biting climate of hell disappears. First thing that greets you is noise. The noise of townsfolk chattering, shouting, mumbling, and murmuring around you. You find yourselves in a reasonably warm afternoon on the streets of Waterdeep. There's a lot of foot traffic going past you, but there's also a lot of people stopping and staring and looking over to the west. You have appeared just here on the map. And as you look over the street, you can see many guards surrounding Blackstaff Tower, acting as a crowd control to keep people back, while you see many more beyond the walls, clearing up, putting out small fires, and those of you with high passive perceptions in the back covering up a few bodies.
Do I see anyone who looks like they're in charge?
Give me a perception check.
Not great. That is a very close. An 8.
There is one guard out front who is closer to you and seems to be quite bossy. I mean, he's the closest to in charge you can see.
Okay, I'll make my way over to him straight away. Excuse me, man. I'm Dr. Zeke Moreau. I'm a member of Force Grey. Please,
Back, citizen.
I'm a
Step
member
back.
of. I will pull out my specific, flash the thing over the seal of the Lord, the letter I got. Just flash the seal of it and say, "You will listen to me. I'm a member of Force Grey. Now, if you please tell me what is going on here. We were in the tower. We managed to get out. Is everything okay? Is the black staff okay?"
The Blackstaff is not present at the moment, but if you'd like to come this way and get out of the crowds, we can fill you in properly. Where have you
Excellent.
been?
We had a little excursion to hell.
Oh, how lovely for you. People
Yeah.
have been dying here. Could you please move on through the gates?
Indeed.
Well, sorry, wait just a moment. You've not seen a dinosaur anywhere, have you?
What?
It sort of about my height, maybe a little bit taller. Sharp teeth, likes chicken.
Okay. There were many things here with sharp teeth. I have not seen any alive.
Well,
If you are together, can you please move through?
yes, okay. Just if he comes along, I'll happily pay a ransom for him. He's my pet.
That he gestures for you all to move along, but it turns to you, Eve. So what is it I'm looking for?
Oh, he's a velociraptor. Goes by the name of Champion.
I
Okay, so
don't
he's
know what
sort
that
of-
is.
imagine a big, colourful chicken with
Okay.
sharp teeth. Can run quite fast. Has won several awards actually, and races in Shoal for running quite fast. And again, will do anything for chicken. He's a bit snappy towards strangers, but he warms up quite easy.
Can I attempt to make a sketch of her description?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Just looks like it. Oh, the chicken gobbler. Yeah, he's over there.
Give me a performance check.
Sure thing.
Put my hand on your back while you're drawing to support you and cast guidance by chance.
Sure, go
Okay.
for it.
Never mind.
Oh shit.
Wow. in no time at all, a perfect artistic interpretation of Champion is drawn up. It is the nicest picture of him you've ever seen.
Of course, we get nat 20s where we're drawing a fucking dinosaur.
Yep. Okay. Leave it with me. I will bring back your dinosaur to you, and you will give me a reward. It's a deal. I'll get right on it. Puts it away. Starts pushing people back again, trying to control.
Thank you, mate. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. No problem. Through the main gates, please. And ushers you all in. Going through the into the courtyard, it's similar to how you've seen it before. Only it's clear that there has been some fighting here. Those creatures either swarmed through here or out of the tower into here, and clearly killed quite a few town's guard as they did. As you're now in the courtyard, let me just see. There we go. You are able to see a familiar face of Laeral Silverhand, organizing the guards and pointing them every which way. And as they see you, they beckon you over before clearly also recognizing Malcor. And a concerned face turns to almost relief if it weren't for the sadness that's also clearly visible on her face. Oh, I'm glad to see you all got out all right. You are all right, aren't you all? Yes?
But for the most part, I believe so. Yes.
Can we gently like wipe away the last bits of
I don't
blood
think
coming
that-
out of Malcolm's nose?
It's been quite the quite the adventure.
The I wouldn't call a disaster an adventure, but that's fair enough. Whatever you wish to call it.
What happened here in our absence?
Well, we managed to get a large majority of the dignitaries and adventurers and so forth out of the tower. Those of us that could fight returned, and well, it was a bit of a slog, to say the least. But we've cleared the tower now. We lost quite a few good fighters along the way.
Do you need any help identifying your dead?
No. For the most part, that's taken care of. It's just rebuilding damaged things and putting a brave face on for now. This tower is a symbol for a lot of people in this city. They look to it for comfort and protection. Mysterious ways of magic can be reassuring. So seeing smoke billowing and fighting spilling onto the streets, not been good for morale.
You mentioned that there were quite a lot of good fighters who are gone now. Do you happen to have those shiny hardy objects? If we have any of those or funds, could potentially bring few of them back, I think.
Do you mean diamonds?
Yeah, those things.
Unfortunately, we've used what we have. There weren't many among us with that ability. Raising the dead has been challenging. But unfortunately, the dead outweigh the diamonds we carry here. I'm sure you could procure some in the city. I would greatly appreciate any powers you have to restore those lost to us. But I will remind you, since the spell, since the spell plague, since the death curse, raising has been more difficult. So if you do not know the individual who's died, it may be more challenging to convince them to return. But I welcome any assistance you can give in that area.
Does this look like a wealthy? Is it a wealthy area we're currently in, or is it very like run down and shit?
The area that you're in here is more of a kind of middle class commercial district, basically. Street of Silks that is directly north of here, Street of Silver, says it on the tin. It's your merchant areas. You'll have anything from your cheaper shops to quite high end stuff dotted around kind of the whole area.
Ah, okay. So they don't really need any money to help them rebuild or anything. Okay, cool.
The tower itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the tower itself is it's kind of a joint venture between Force Grey and the city, and it's got historical wealth. So no, money's not really an issue for them.
Cool.
I cannot raise the dead per se, but if any of your fallen loved ones would like some closure, to speak to them one last time, people can find it a little squeamish, but I can speak with dead at will. So please, if anyone requires that or any answers for anyone who has passed, come let me know.
I will ask around. You may get some takers, but maybe only with the more magically inclined. Your average guard and their family, they may be disturbed witnessing such things, but I will ask.
Of course.
Thank you. Vigil is still inside. If you wish to speak to him, you can. I'm afraid Blackstaff hasn't been seen since the attack. And she pauses for a minute, and her eyes meet yours, Dayak. I have to report that since the attack, I have been in contact with many arcanists across the land, keeping up to date. This morning, we lost contact with Silvery Moon. We cannot say exactly why, but it's the same thing that has occurred several times now when Lelia has tipped her hand in a given area. So if you have a means of returning, I suggest that you do. They may need your help.
Thank you, my lady. And Dayak will bow deeply and avoid eye contact.
Now, is there anything else I can do to assist the rest of you, or have you got places to be, people to save, and such?
I hate to ask, but we do not find ourselves with a safe place to recuperate. Would anywhere in the tower be available to us to rest up?
There's many guest rooms that are now going unused. You have free reign of the grounds. Please do help yourselves to what little provisions and comfy beds we do have.
My greatest thanks.
She bows her head and smiles at you all, and if there's nothing else, she will move on to the next group of guards and begin getting a download of information, recent events, catching up, etc. Being the middleman position that she's put herself in. What would you guys like to do?
Is there a way for me to possibly determine if the Netherwinter that's currently down the coast from here is my Netherwinter?
I
If
don't
that
know.
makes any sense.
Is there a way for you to determine that?
No.
You can always ask someone.
Yeah, but what I ask? Is it my Netherwinter?
I don't know. I can't help you with that.
I get the feeling it's not. But I'm fine for now.
Okay.
Well, I believe that we still have some questions that need answering to help discern what our next move is going to be. Malco, I believe that we should carry on this conversation we were having in a more private matter. What say we go and find one of these guest rooms, and you can tell us a little bit more about the remaining pieces.
Sure. Yes. Excellent.
Or in fact, now that we know that your laboratory is fine, we can go there, right? That's where you wanted to go anyway?
Yes. Sure. That works too. He's now looking a bit like dizzy on his feet from the levels of exhaustion he is experiencing, but he's okay. Lead the way. Wait. No punching me in my own study.
I apologize for punching you. That was out of order. I've had a very stressful couple of days, and I've never had my soul bartered for before in the space of another. It's all new experiences.
And I've never been tortured by an archdevil, and yet here we are.
Yes, so I do apologize for deeply stepping out of line.
Yeah.
How about I make you some tea?
Yeah, tea. Let's go tea.
Also, how about I just fix the last bit and I'll dump the last 10 points of healing hands into his face?
Okay.
Very
let's go.
obviously, Lavender will lean into Nith and go, "When you make the tea, hold the poison. This time."
Malcor just gives you a look.
Moreau will walk up to Malcor and sort of whisper in Malcor's ear. It's worth bearing in mind before you start throwing your weight around. The only reason you are here and not with that archdevil is because that lady over there put her soul down as collateral. So be very careful who you're talking to. And then he'll just walk off.
Okay. Malcor waits for you to get like 15 feet, 20 feet ahead before just mumbling to himself. Tea. He won't be offering me tea if I had my spells. And then just starts walking towards the tower. This way. Follow me. Making your way inside the tower. Some of you follow a very familiar route as Malcor leads you towards the central chamber that was attacked, through a secret archway, down through some prison cells, and back to where you left Vigil.
Oh, that's a point. I take it the guards are freaking out about Dimitri's disappearance.
Yeah,
still.
do we know that Dimitri's gone when we pass?
Yeah, because this all happened outside of our eyesight. This happened with an Eve thing, so.
When you get down to the actual prison section, there are no guards there. It is empty now. There are candles still lit, but they are lit only for the passageway needed to go into the study area of Malcor. That's it.
Awesome.
Cool. Give me a second. I'll put you all on the map. go. Boop. Making your way down the stairs into the study area, you'll find yourselves greeted with the same study area you left. This time, there are clearly papers and books scattered around the central area of this chamber. One piece of parchment still falling to the ground as you walk down the stairs. Immediately rushing at you from your right, Champion bypasses several of you and jumps Eve.
Aw.
Clearly been waiting by the portal ever since and has got quite bored and needy.
Oh, hello, mate! Come here! And Eve just like gives him a big hug and just starts giving him a big scratch and gives him a bunch of affection because she's so happy to see him.
As this commotion starts, you see Vigil pop his head round from one of the desks and immediately start rushing up to you all. Oh, you're back! How did you get back? It's a good job. Turns out Malcor isn't here. Hi.
Idiot, you can say that.
You motherfucker!
Well, good news. I've calmed down, and I've been looking through all of their research up to now, and trying to formulate a plan. So we have news. Did you are you all okay?
Relatively.
Wouldn't say so. I mean, pretty much came to the hell and back. I don't think that would be a pleasant experience for anyone.
Ego's
Well-
bruised, but I think the rest of me's okay.
If we don't supply a follower of the Lalia to Beelzebub, then my soul is forfeit.
Oh,
Other than that, I'm doing great.
I forgot about that, you know.
Oh, also, I think we pissed off Beelzebub. Or Asmodeus, whichever.
Then both of them.
I think we pissed off lots of people.
You see Vigil's jaw is on the floor right now. But after a second, it slams shut. He closes his eyes for a second, and as I said, I'm a lot calmer now. And I will remain that way. By not talking about anything you've just said.
Would you like to have some tea?
Yes, show me where the tea is.
Oh, I'll just, you'll just need a cup, and I'll pull out alchemy jug and just pour something.
Vigil will happily take some of that if you're offering.
Anyone who needs her?
Anyone else having tea? Malcolm will take some.
No,
Mura will take some.
Just for some tea then.
I'll get me barrel out for
Thanks as
Ribbit,
well,
and he
yeah.
can have a good soak.
Why
Okay.
not? Everyone have tea.
I'll
You
also get
guys-
Chewy out so he can play with Champion.
Okay. 1 second. Let me just grab his tea. You guys see Hunter delve into his bag of holding and pull out just a barrel of water that Ribib then jumps into and just begins to relax as if it's a jacuzzi. Before, popping out of your necklace is suddenly a direwolf. Which is very big in this cramped area. There is a moment of tension shared between Champion and Chewy as he pops out.
I'll just say, Chewy, friend, be nice.
Eve will cast speak with animals and explain everything to him. 'Cause obviously, he's not seen this guy before or his creature.
Okay. I won't make you do a check for that then. As you're talking to them, they both kind of relax a bit. teeth are put away, fangs
Yeah.
are
I guess she
lowered.
can also explain that to him as well. As champion, just like speak raptor for a bit, then speak wolf, whatever he is.
Cool. Yeah, the tension diffuses. They both seem to be okay with each other.
Bless.
Malcor makes his way to the center of the room. Okay. Hi. I need to lie down. Thank you for keeping my office space so tidy, Vigil. He just slumps at the table.
Did he fall asleep?
He's not falling asleep, but his head is in his hands. What would you all like to do?
I would like to walk up to him calmly, non-threateningly, and sit next to him and crouch down. Malcolm, I need you to get working as soon as possible. I have somewhere to be. But I need to report back to people. And the only way I get a result is through you. I would appreciate it if that would be sooner rather than later.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, what do you want? Sorry, what do you want to know? Get to work.
If you don't
Cool.
mind.
So you know how I said I know where some of the other things are? Do you want to know that, or I'm confused? Sorry, what do you want?
Literally anything. If I just
Okay.
go
Okay.
back, if I simply go back with a shit went down and I'm back,
Right.
I'll just be sent back. But I need to go back.
Well, we don't know what the Lely is doing, and we don't know why. Apparently, in the future, the world ends. And we don't know what those red thingies are. So,
Lucky for us, though. You seem to be something of the scientist sort. So science it out. Please.
okay. I am a very good wizard, but I am not the academic of. I'm not the academic one. That would be my partner, who is also out trying to secure information, which I'm assuming he's not returned. And Vigil just shakes his head. He is not returned either. Okay, Vigil, you said we had a plan. Vigil tidies a few papers together, slaps them onto the table, and goes, right. As we said, we don't know what's going on. So the plan should be divide and conquer. Or just conquer. I'm not sure. We need to find out what these anomalies are, where they're coming from, what Lalalie is doing, why she keeps attacking places, and as a last resort, maybe the pieces of this dagger. Yes, I went through everything. And he just glares at Malcor. So, as far as I'm aware, because we have split our forces in the attack on the tower, we might be it for now. There's very few people who know of the dagger's existence, so we need to keep that under wraps. We do not want to be overt in sending a mass of military forces against the Lelia. I'm sure we wouldn't be able to catch her off guard if we did that anyway. So the people in this room, for now, I guess we're it. So we need to come up with a plan of how to accomplish all of these things. Preferably with Malcor's help. But if not, then maybe just us.
Did you say you don't know? You know nothing about the red portals at the minute, or the red things in the skies?
We've not managed to get anyone close enough to actually investigate it, so no. All we know is that when they appear, people disappear, or horrible things are afflicted upon them. Some of them are injured, some of them die.
I've just been through one myself.
Through?
Mm-hmm.
There's a through. What's the through? Through where? To where?
I jumped into the center of what I assume is now a portal, and it sent me to a layer of hell, where I met these lovely fine people.
They're portals.
My best guess.
Interesting. Why are a bunch of portals appearing everywhere? Why did it led to hell? Who are you?
Yeah, hi, I'm Hunter, and I just go to shake his hand.
Okay. Okay, where were you before you were in hell?
I was in Netherwinter.
Oh. The portal in the sky above Neverwinter. You went through that.
Ah, yes, that would be the one. Okay.
Yeah, Lord Neverember mentioned that in the meeting. Okay.
Just
Okay.
a quick one. Yeah, you wouldn't know of a Thrawn, would you?
A Thrawn?
Thrall.
Oh, Thrall. Yes, there was a Thrall invited to the meeting. Thog knows them, I believe.
Interesting. Okay. Just a random question. Do you know of anything currently happening in Netherwinter at the minute? Like any events out of the ordinary that might have occurred?
Well, as I say, I spoke to Lord Neverember 2 days ago at the start of when everyone was gathering for the council meeting. He and his son were there to represent the city. They spoke about how this anomaly had appeared in the sky, and it scared the citizens, caused a bit of unrest, but there were no ill effects so far as it was in the sky. So there were the Lelia. The Lelia's troops were sighted there a few weeks ago, I believe, or a few days ago. I can't remember. But they were driven out of the city.
Malcor, you frequented hell for any normal person, would you agree?
Say that again, sorry.
Malcor, you frequented hell a little more often than a regular person, you agree?
Yeah, I did.
Did you, seen as this particular red portal led to hell, I know it wasn't this in plane, but had you heard of these same anomalies in hell itself at all when you were down there?
No, from what I could tell, it was not on anyone's minds or lips as long as I was down there. It was, I mean, not many people on our plane know about it, but No, I didn't hear anything like that.
See, if we could know if all of the portals were leading to hell, or if instead they were leading just to random other planes, we could tell the difference between whether someone was making making people disappear into hell for their gain rather than a random teleportation of some kind for some reason. But the only person that we know who's come through one is Hunter.
It might be worth noting that these portals did start appearing where I was shortly after Mephistopheles died.
Which was where? Remind me?
I can't fucking remember. So long ago.
What, where he died?
Yeah.
That was in the cavern below, in the center of Neverwinter.
Ah, yeah, there.
Sorry, I'm just writing stuff down.
In that
okay.
case, then, should we maybe travel to Neverwinter and go to this chamber that you killed him in? Maybe there'll be some evidence there or some clues or something?
Possibly. There wasn't really much there when we left. I don't even think his body would probably still be there. We kind of got rid of everybody through magical means. So the chamber would probably still be there and all the things in it, but there'd be no remnants of him or any of his, minions, followers, etc., all that sort of jazz.
What is these portals have started appearing as Lilia has gained power, yes?
Well, they coincide with her being more active. She's usually one to stick to the shadows, never really reveal that she's behind something, or essentially staying out of the limelight, gaining followers slowly. But so far, she seems to be attacking settlements. We've seen her minions or zealots, whatever you want to call them, snooping around other cities, settlements, buildings. It's very unusual to have her name, her flag, her banner open for all to see. And at the same time, yes, these anomalies have started appearing, so we can only assume that she is up to something.
Lelia being...
Oh, right. Eve and Thog, would you like to explain?
Thog, do you want to go first?
You go ahead.
Well, I think we had different experiences with her. So I travelled with a woman called Anastasia who had really, really interesting power. She could bring back echoes from the dead, and we became what I thought were friends. But it turned out that she was actually dead, and Lilelia was inhabiting her body, and her real name was Ophelia. So, she's a very, very powerful creature, and very kind of... how do I put it? As much as I really cared about Anastasia, and by definition Lilelia, when I knew her, it felt in the back of my head that she was part of some grander picture, that she had these ideals of a bigger something, I suppose. Sorry, Liam, I can see you typing. I probably
Devilly things?
Not when I really knew her. If anything, we... No, not really at all.
Because my only explanation for the portals would have been because we killed Mephistopheles. It could have created a power vacuum in hell.
So, the portals that we see at the moment, these flashes of red lightning, they're very similar to the ones that we came across in Chult as a group. they just kind of like popped up all over the jungle. We we didn't really dare go near them or inside them because, frankly, we were a bit scared what we might find. But they were not really 100% sure. But after we beat the Lich, I don't know whether that started something or Lelalia may have, spurred something onwards from that. But they just seem to be appearing more regularly since. I could be wrong, but I think it's somehow linked to what happened there.
Could be that she's possibly using these as a more an opportunistic sort of a thing. Maybe she saw them when she was with you, and then since then she's investigated them, kind of knows a bit more about what they are.
I just wish I wish I could have talked to Dimitri for longer before he went. They had him here.
Do you have anything, while we're on the subject, do you have anything of his? Was there anything around that you got from him? Or,
Eve will check her pockets, but I don't think so.
I have this, if it'll help, and if Sarah produces Dimitri's copy of the Book of Silver Mist.
that would be perfect. I'm gonna, because I have met Dimitri. One more thing, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna spend the next 10 minutes trying to spy on Dimitri.
Oh, damn.
Okay, good to know.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Oh, shit.
Okay, for those 10 minutes, is anybody else doing anything?
Thug.
Oh, sorry. Thug?
We're doing the explaining as well.
I thought somebody said Thug.
I did, yeah, just to encourage Thug to talk about her story.
All right.
So Thog will, tell the story about how, what she's encountered and how Lelalia's followers, up to a certain point, of course, always treated her fairly and never did no wrong by her. And then they went to the plane of shadow and maybe did a bad thing by taking what seemed to be some sort of, to Thog's limited understanding, incredibly important piece of that plane out of that plane. Whoops. Still though, got to fight Stravon Zarevich, one of the darkest dreadlords there ever was, and a shadow dragon, and win both times. Of course, Thog will give more detail. Lewis is just paraphrasing for the sake of preserving the game, not telling the same story again and again. Boiling down to the fact that the people that worship Lelalia are pure zealots, and there's very little, if anything, that you can focus their effort, you can channel their effort, but you can't make them deny their faith. You can push them in a way that says, "Oh yeah, the lady would probably approve. Probably, this is the word here. Probably approve of that." Sounds similar to her interests, but you can't really turn her followers away. The faith is too strong in them.
As you repeat this story, Malkor's head lifts from his hands and he looks over to you. Oh, you were one of the Barovia lot, right? Interesting. That's where my partner went. That's what he was looking into. He was following up from you. And then he just points to the portal at the north end of the room, filled with mist and shadow.
Mist looks suspiciously familiar.
Say that again, sorry, you cut out.
Does the mist look, to Thog at least, suspiciously familiar?
It looks very familiar.
Oh,
Continue.
please, can we go and see
Oh
Linvala?
fuck!
Please,
Oh,
can we go and see
God.
Linvala? Please, can we go and see Linvala?
Oh,
Dad, Mom,
jeez.
can we go and see Linvala?
Because of course Thog cannot hear the voice of Liam. Thog is going to say, and your point is like making a motion, like get to it. You know, what's your point, and what's the follow up?
Well, we were investigating the Lelia, and from reports from your group, it was she's claimed dominion over the domain of dread. We thought we could maybe learn something about her by going there. So my partner went there, and I investigated the dagger. He never came back.
So,
That's about right. I hate to be, maudlin, but that sounds about right for the domain of dread.
so we do we need your partner back for his academic skills in figuring out really to do the rest of this? And she'll kind of raise her fist up, showing the daggery bit.
Well, I don't know how good your academic skills are, but his are unparalleled. Yes, it would be a benefit. But in terms of the last resort, we need him back because the only other piece that we know about, we already had, and it's in his staff, which is with him in there. And the really unconvincing, please don't hurt me, smile.
Fucking God, punch him!
Do you have any proof that he's still alive?
You said that you knew the whereabouts of 6 pieces, not 1 piece in hell.
No, I
Rack!
Break his knees!
You said you wouldn't hit me in my own office.
I apologised for previously hitting you. I said nothing about new offences.
No.
Vigil chimes in. Not to be rude, but from what I've read, while Malcor may be a very accomplished wizard, he is not the academic one of the two. And he says that with a look. As Malcor's not looking at him, he's giving you all a look of, yeah.
Without looking up from the ritual he's currently preparing, Moreau goes, well, if you're falling under Barovian, he's a fucking idiot. He's probably fucking dead.
So I guess we're going there then, gang. That sounds like fun.
Into
Sipped
one
on
hell,
tea.
out of another, into another hell.
If we
I
are...
might just stay right here if that's okay with you.
What?
So don't. Thorg at this point is going to say, okay, I know I don't speak up very often, but when it comes to visiting that particular demiplane of dread, I have in my possession something so powerful, so devoted to the faith, that we need not worry about the predations on our spirit while we're in there. And then she's going to pull out of a pack some incredibly crumpled and very clearly homemade motivational religious pamphlets.
Yeah.
Yes,
Incredibly badly drawn, as in like like when a child holds something against paper, like their hand, and traces it with pencil, it's still rubbish. Clearly, she's done this with the holy symbol of Ravenkind.
Amazing.
Because why wouldn't you use a legendary relic as a trace on paper?
Ooh, this is going to be unique.
It's around this time that Moreau, your scrying of Dimitri would complete. As the spell begins to create a vision for you to see, you see the white fur, the leather tunic, and panic on his face. He's running. Just give me a perception check to see just how much around him you can see.
Okay.
10 pounds, it's werewolves.
Not one.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that'd be like a 6.
Okay. You see him running. It's daylight, probably mid-afternoon. He's running on cobbled streets, but they're not the kind of cobble that you'd see in Waterdeep or any city like that. They are pristine, beautifully clean, beautifully cut cobbles. And as he's running, you can hear commotion around him. It's hard to distinguish what it is, but there's lots of bangs, some running, a few shouts. And again, there's just this panic on his face, but he seems to be beady-eyed, attention focused directly ahead, ignoring all the noises you can hear around him. And then, notably, the cobbles change. He's not running down a street anymore. He's still barreling straight forward. His direction hasn't changed. But now your image is brighter as he appears to be running across light. There is just a shimmer, a translucent, bluey, bright light beneath his legs as he's running upwards. Kind of looks like he's on a bridge. Shimmering water below. And he passes a few people, dodges out of the way of another, and he's on his way down a bridge. He's sped up now, the other side of this shimmering bridge, onto more cobbles, around a corner. This time, a scimitar, not scimitar. What's the name? Begins with a B. Broadsword. Pulls out from his side, and he's ready for a fight, but he's still charging forward. Anything else you're specifically looking for as this is happening?
I'm looking for anyone else in the back. Can I see anything? When you failed perception checks, it's probably going to carry over. Would I recognise? Because obviously, translucent bridges doesn't sound particularly on this plane of existence or like common. Can I make like some sort of arcana or history check to try and understand? Like, is there a place I would know of where that would be?
Give me a history check.
History check. Oh, that's one thing I'm great at. I'm rolling like dog shit tonight. That is a 10 total.
Yeah, you've not heard of any such thing before, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'll relay this to the group once this kind of ends.
Okay. The rest of this scrying, it's still just of him running through streets. There is the odd turn now that he's off the bridge. He seems to be weaving through a few side streets, then back onto main roads. You do see glimpses of people's shoulders, a few people in armor, a few people just in normal tunics. You do see he steps over what looks to be armor or weaponry on the ground. It's gone too quick for you to tell. Jumps over something metal, and then past one of his shoulders, you do see a bolt of energy, some kind of spell go off. Again, he ignores it. He is barreling on through. And unfortunately, that's where your scrying ends.
Yeah, I'll like look back, go back into the room. The sort of eyes will go from like the kind of just blank white, and I'll turn to Eve and go, I think your friend Dimitri, he's I don't think he's near here. It didn't look like Waterdeep. He was somewhere else. He was running and I'll just relay that about the bright cobbles, the translucent bridges. That I didn't get any sort of thing. He had a sword. He was running. Some people seem to be chasing him with his energy, all that sort of stuff, and just relay everything I can. And just, does that sound like anything he told you about? Anything that would connect to Lelalia or anything like that?
Who are you asking, sorry?
Eve, Kate.
Hate you're muted.
Sorry, say that again?
So basically, I've just relayed everything I know about what I saw Dimitri doing, and say, does that do that description spark anything Lelalia told you? Anything?
Eve just thinks, and she's like, "No, nothing I can really think of off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I'm trying to cobblestones, and I don't know where he could be."
I don't think it's near here. It doesn't sound like anywhere near here, but it was like he was running on land.
Matt, obviously, like translucent bridges of light sounds very divine to Nithsira's religious side. Anyway, could I try and make a religion check to see if I've heard of or read about any sort of domains that are like that, or anything that would relate to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Chris has a good feeling he knows where he is. Moreau does not.
Liam has a very good idea of where
Yeah.
it is. That'd be just a 10, Matt.
Yes, you've never heard of such a thing either, I'm
Oh,
afraid.
Liam knows where he is!
He bumps into Meridian running the other way.
Literally the other way. I mean, it all sounds a bit fanciful to me, Dimitri. Bridges of light. Are you sure that what you saw was? And I mean no disrespect, but are you sure that what you saw was real? If everything was happening quickly and you couldn't really see much else around it, are you sure it wasn't just, I don't know, like a glass bridge or something, or maybe you were just, he was running past buildings and you thought that the windows were maybe something that he was standing on?
Like I said, I didn't get a good look, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. Like, I don't think there's any. It's never let me down before, put it that way.
Lavender was a nat 20 with 25.
Nice.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Dayak,
Yeah.
you know exactly what they're talking about. They're talking about the Moon Bridge. The Moon Bridge in Silvery Moon.
Dayak has, up to this point, not really been paying attention to the entire conversation. He's been thinking about how to get everything moving so he can go back home as quickly as possible. And the moment he starts to realize what's being talked about, he snaps back to the present. I was like, I know where that is.
Where is it?
That's a Silvery Moon. I need to go back. We need to go there if we're going to find this Dimitri friend of yours.
What do you need to go back to?
I need to go back to my friends. And these
Insight check?
Yeah.
In this ethereal
Yeah.
place that is it Moroso?
It is not ethereal. It's very much this plane of existence.
Where is it?
I believe it's further east. It's one of the cities. Oh God, sorry. That's sorry for me. I was.
Is that the doggo?
Yeah. Silvery Moon is where I am from. My lord was sent a letter to come to the meeting, but I was sent in his stead, for he was too busy, I was told. There you go, why I am here and not him. But never mind that. The description of the place Moreau's talking about would fit the moon bridge in Silvery Moon almost to a T.
Well, it doesn't sound like we have a lot of time to rest up. Can anybody get us there now?
I think
Um,
would be our only
sorry about
hope,
that.
but I assume he does not have the spell juice.
Um, yeah, Malcor chimes in. I don't have the spell juice, I'm afraid. However, I Vigil. How much have you been How much have you been learning about our portal system? And Vigil instantly just goes to a book, starts flicking through pages. I could try to shift one of the portals closer to Silvery Moon, but it would take me hours, and I'm not sure how close you could get. They're not meant to be moved. Other than that, I can't teleport you either.
It's still probably faster than walking.
Yeah,
Even
no,
if you got like a little bit closer.
What if
I
we
could
get
do with
stuck
resting
and
up.
we end up all tangled and stuff? I don't want no janky teleportation practice run.
Well,
Send your raptor on a string and then drag it back.
if you rest, I'm sure Malcor would be able to teleport you. And Malcor gives a weary nod. But from what you've described, I don't know if that would be quick enough for you. It's up to you.
Who is this Dimitri guy? I mean, we last know him as a criminal, no? I know he's your friend, Eve, but why are we running to rescue him?
Oh, I was just thinking, and apologies to you, Miss Eve. We need a follow of silver mist to give to Beelzebub.
Nifsira politely puts the teacup down. You have her attention.
I mean, seemed out of favor with lately. We could use him for intelligence and then keep him around and pop him down to the whatever layer of hell we were in. Apologies again, Miss Eve. But also, Dayak here wants to get back to his home, I'm sure.
Sooner rather than later.
Well,
The track here did take a considerable amount of time. Far more than a few hours would take.
So while you are all considering these decisions, I will, from a meta standpoint, shove in here and say this is also one of your opportunities. If you have like 4 or 5 different things you could probably do right now, each with different priorities. It's up to you what you see as more important. You could either all stick as a group, or you could split into 2 and we have alternating weekly sessions, and then you merge again later down the road. Depends what you guys are feeling, how you're liking the massive group size, everything like that. So also factor that into decisions.
I mean, everything seems very time dependent at the minute. I look at Thog and I look at Eve and go, your friend seems to be in danger at the minute, but if the followers of Silvermist are being hounded out of places, then I don't know how long it's going to be to get him again. Whether by the time that we've moved the portal to the Silvery Moon Bridge, he may be long gone from there. And also, it sounds like we desperately need the academic part of the wizard duo bros to assist us in, and I mean this in no disrespect, but a much bigger problem than one life being at risk. And I do mean that because all life is worthy, but we're talking about the destruction of the world here.
I don't dispute that. It's more that I think Dimitri may have information that could help us.
And
He was
this was
closer to he was closer to Lelalia than anyone.
this again was going to be my next point of call. I was interrogating him prior to our meeting, because I require information that he has. He's really the first one of Silver Mist that I've been able to talk to in trying to get my head around all of this.
He's not a bad man, honestly. Like, he definitely can be reasoned with. He's a friend. I'm sure if he had any information, he'd help.
Well,
It's not an easy choice at all.
no.
Maybe we should take a break and think on it.
Yeah.
I have
maybe-
to say I'm kind of siding with Nith on this one, though, if it's like one person versus the whole world.
So, what would this involve, just going after your friend of yours? And I'll say to like Malcor and Vigil.
I just realised I was muted then. You say, what would it involve, did you say?
Yeah, basically, he's sort of asking to what would involve going after this guy.
Well, he said he was going to just investigate Lelali's influence on the land, try and investigate this Linvala figure who's taken leadership or ownership on behalf of Lelalia. It was more of because we do not know why Lelalia would even want a domain of dread under her thrall. Maybe that could give us insight into what her motives are at the minute, her frame of mind. It wasn't to directly confront any follower of Lelalia there, or Lelalia herself, or anything like that. It was simply to watch and learn and then come back. He just didn't come back.
So you want us to go to Barovia?
I know it's a lot to ask, but one of your group has already been there. I'm sure you would be fine. You are a formidable force, more than one individual. Anything could happen to one man, but a group of you, there's strength in numbers, right?
Moreau looks over at the portal, and he's sort of tongue-in-cheek, just like this. I'm going to start pulling out, use my second sight, and I'm going to ask, is this something I have a sort of ask the cards, is this something I have a choice in? Or will I just be pulled along with it?
Okay.
I know it's augury, but I'm
Okay.
getting a sense.
As in, if that's your plan, or if that isn't your plan because of the spell like requirements. I need to know more specifically what you're thinking.
He's trying to work out if he doesn't go, will it end up being? Will he just end up like as things happened in the past for him, being kind of forced into it by them?
Okay. You pull out your deck. Pull out a card. And the image on it is one of a howling wolf. Well, you sit there and you think for a moment. That could probably be interpreted either way for your thought and your question that you're posing. So your answer is unsure.
He's gonna look at the wolf. And he's gonna look at the mists. He's gonna turn and go, I think if I don't go along with this, that I might not have a choice. I can help you in Barovia. That's I've been there before.
Well, I, for one, will, and again, even Thug, I value you both, but I mean this with the greatest of respects. I believe that if it's information about the Thalia that we want from her followers, if she's staken a claim in the domain of dread, then we can get that information about the religion of this entity and more information from her followers if there are more followers there to question. And I'm sure that Dimitri is indeed, as you say, Eve, a lovely man, but I believe that if we go to Barovia, we can get all the things that we can get from Dimitri from others, and we also have the chance of killing two birds with one stone by getting the other part of the other part of this wizarding trio and the information that he holds and the item that he holds. So I will stand with you, Morrow, and I will choose to go to Barovia.
Isn't that the place with loads of crows?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of ravens.
I don't know. I come from a forest.
Ah, great. I'm in.
Suppose you're right.
Not so sure. Just came from the land down under.
Dayak, do you think you could hold off going back a little bit longer?
I mean, if you need to go, you can go. I'm sure that we'll meet again if it's truly important and time imperative to you, Dayak. I'm not suggesting that we all go to the same place. If we need to go to different places, we can, but strength is in numbers, but if those numbers need to be smaller, then they just need to be smaller.
Once I get back to my ship, if I know where you all are, I can get you all.
I will be completely honest. My request to leave for Silvery Moon is a completely selfish one. But it is one
And
that
why
I
is that?
feel because my friends are mere children. If anything is happening in the city, I do not wish to think what happens to them. I must keep them safe. I owe them that much. If that means that we must split up, then so be it.
It's like One Direction.
I'm sure if it is meant to, we will see each other again.
If it helps, Dayak, I'd much rather be going with you. This is not a place I wish to go back to.
We have all literally built to hell and back. I'm sure we can all meet in the same place.
I am sure.
Probably you go on your own.
Just before we do go, whoever chooses where, could I ask? She turns to Malcor.
and Vigil, is it?
And Vigil. Yeah.
Vigil. She says, I have had quite enough of fighting archdevils lately, and I require some light reading. Would there happen to be a list of the missing, the people who've been sucked through those red portals things that I can have a look at on our travels?
Some
Perhaps.
light literature.
Yes. It is what I enjoy to do. I, try and see if there's any pattern between the people who've been taken.
I don't. Vigil speaks up. I don't have a list, but all the reports to do with the anomalies and the missing are there. He points to one of the small piles of paper on one of the tables.
Wonderful. She would, depending on what everyone else wants to do, she'll go over and spend quite a lot of time poring over those notes, and she'll take out her little Rita Skeeter pad thing and make a note of anything and any names that have gone missing and their occupations and any other interesting notes about each case. And she'll do that for if we're resting or if we're having a couple of minutes. She'll do that for as long as we're here for.
Okay, good to know.
Sarah will follow suit and go and sit down on one of these chairs and start going back to where she left off in Dimitri's Book of Silver Mist and carry on reading back through it while everybody else decides where they're going to go.
Okay. So, I take it that means you guys are group splitting then?
We're doing the thing you shouldn't do in D&D.
Okay. So, Moreau, Nith, and Lavender are going to Barovia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody Dake's definitely going to Silvery Moon.
Yeah.
Where's everybody else going?
Me and Ribbid will love to go back to catch up with Thrall.
Okay. So you're going to Netherwinter.
Yeah, which, by the way, isn't that far off Silvery Moon. If if you're the only person going to Silvery Moon, you're more than welcome to come to Netherwinter. We'll
Yeah, we could journey. I mean, it
go
makes sense.
there.
It makes sense to journey along the way, doesn't it? Yeah.
Jill chimes in at this point. Oh, okay. The portal I was going to move to, try to move closer to Silver Moon. The portal goes to Netherwinter as it is. To the northeast. Northwesterly portal. That's Netherwinter.
You don't even have to do anything then, do you? Perfect. I don't really want. Yeah, I mean, I want to see Dimitri again. If I'm being honest, and see how he's doing and see how he is.
Okay.
I want to. I'll be back to help as soon as possible, but I can't, see him in trouble and not try.
Okay.
I wanted to visit Barovia at some point, but now hearing that it's not just a land of candy and just a bunch of crows, I don't think I want to do that anymore.
Yeah, the description you would have heard from Egris is probably not the actual description of the place, is it?
No, not that I think of at the moment.
So, Tia, are you going to Silver Moon as well?
I think so, since I don't want to go to a very dark place.
Okay.
Although we just went through the hell.
The only people left then, Teffel, where are you heading? And we'll ask Lewis in the chat post-session.
I never thought I'd utter these words, but I'm gonna choose Barovia.
Yeah, see? Come back and see the monster we created together!
I am gonna regret this decision every day of my
I'm
life.
so excited! I'm so excited!
I'm not.
I can't wait to see my baby!
Okay.
I'm really not sure. Maybe I should just follow Flo.
In this case, those of you wanting to go to Silvery Moon, would you? I mean, you may as well also take the portal to Neverwinter and then split off from there. It'll be quicker than just setting out on foot from here. Or you could just wait for Malcor, I guess.
If he goes there already, like most of the way, we might as well, in my opinion.
What, take the portal to Netherwinter, like now?
Yeah, it makes
Well,
more sense.
If
yeah,
you
when we're
say
there,
that-
I'll take you to Silvery Moon.
We can help you in return. Does that sound all right?
That's
Dea?
yeah, perfect. I might need like an hour just to catch up with Thrall, and that's it. I'll take you
All
there.
right.
that
Okay.
works with me.
Right, let me get this portal ready. Those of you wanting to go to Barovia, I'd advise recuperating as best you can. I've not heard the best of things from the things I've been reading in this room.
No, we need to rest up.
That portal is the one that apparently the archmages they couldn't close once they opened it, so it's ready to step on through. I don't know where the other Arcanist has gone. I don't know. I've never been to Barovia. There's not much information here. I wouldn't know where to even begin looking. But if you just keep your ears out, the other Arcanist is called Mordenkainen. If you hear that name,
What?
just
Oh my god,
for it
no
while you're
way.
there.
I'm
The
gonna
rest-
fanboying right now.
The rest of
Wait.
you, this way to Neverwinter Portal, I guess.
Before we split ways, could we pick Thog's brain since she's
Well, we
been
don't
to
know where
Barovia?
we don't know where she's going yet, so we'll end it there. And whichever way she goes, you can either pick her brain before you go, or she might come with you. In which case, you can pick a brain then. So yeah,
Alright.
we'll wrap it up there, guys.
If we
Shit.
split, then are we allowed to like go to the other person's sessions to listen in?
Yeah,
Can't
yeah, yeah.
stop us!
Awesome.
So they'll both be recorded, and you can either listen back to it if you want to the other groups, or you can just play it in character and actually communicate what the information is you've learned. Completely up to you guys, but they're going to be available to everyone to listen to. So
Do you mind us just sitting in the chat quietly?
yeah, you can also do that if you want.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was going to join in. I was like, it's just listen in and be like, oh, this is awesome.
That's perfectly fine. I wasn't expecting anyone to do that because I don't want to basically bore you not being able to play. But
No,
you
it's
are
fine. It's
more
like
than
watching a movie.
welcome. Fair enough.
Behold, all of Critical Role for 2.5 seasons so far. It's literally just watching other people have fun.
Just make some noise in the chat. Hey.
Yeah, get some emotes in there.
We'll look at everyone's schedules for next week and the week after. Because if anyone can't make it, like say next week, we'll try and make the other group go next week from the person who's missing. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks,
My
Matt.
goodness.
So
Very
exciting.
Awesome, Matt.
Can I just say before you all leave, I don't normally like peeling behind the curtain, but I feel like I need to for this because Levistus' stat block is hell on earth, and oh my god, you guys handled it like it was nothing. That smoke was the MVP of all MVPs.
Frog
Challenge
today.
18. Fucking hell.
He's only got 170 health.
Yeah, but read his abilities, and then you'll realize why his health isn't a problem.
Dog thinking on her feet.
Yeah, that was very, very good. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. You did amazing.
Yeah.
Thank
We
you.
still lived.
Thanks, Matt. That was awesome.
That's like several times Thog's done that as well. Or like Lewis has done that by really quick thinking, so we owe him a beer at some point.
You do.
Bye everyone! Thanks loads!
Thanks, you
Bye.
guys. Bye.
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 Yeah.